You're listening to the Emo Metal Gamers Podcast.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Emo Metal Gamers Podcast. Today is May 12th. 2018. This is episode number 32.
You sure about that?
Yes, I'm 100% sure. My name is Jose Roldan.
Frank Berna. And you can't edit out these clips.
No, I can't.
Victory is mine.
What do you think you won? I have to. I'll edit it later.
You can't.
Doesn't matter.
You can't.
I'm not going to edit it. Don't worry about it.
Do it.
It's unique. That's all I'm going to say. This is episode 32. Last week was episode 31. And we had a bunch of spoilers. And apparently a lot of people did not like
what
that.
What do you mean?
I got some uproar. People pissed off.
It was a spoiler cast.
Well, exactly. So they refused to listen to it.
It's kind of on the agenda. Like, if you look, it's like you can read about it.
Jesus. We only gave two topics. Yeah. Two big ones, too. God, how do you not know what happens at the end of Avengers? I already knew what was going to happen at the end of Avengers. I knew it from the beginning.
Oh. Did you know it was going to be like the greatest movie in the history of movies? Because apparently...
it's still not. It's still not there. Still far away from Black Panther.
I mean, it's far away from Black Panther.
It's far away from Black Panther.
There's no way it's far away from Black.
What, are you fucking kidding me? Are you challenging me right now? You want to look it up?
Wait. Are you talking domestic?
Domestically is away from Black Panther. It is way behind Black Panther on the worldwide.
There's no way.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, sir.
There's no way.
Well, it's the way. Sorry, my friend. It's not there yet. Maybe it'll change in Monday. But let me see. What, are you upset now?
I am.
Bro, I mean, right now, domestically, Star Wars is number one, The Force Awakens. Number two is the greatest movie ever, Avatar. God. Number three is Black Panther. And then there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 11 is Avengers Infinity Wars. Number 3 and number 11. It is about $194 million.
Is that domestic or is that worldwide?
That's domestic. If I say worldwide, it is even further away from Black Panther. Actually, it's not far away. It is Avatar, once again, number 1. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, blah, blah, blah. Black Panther's number 9 worldwide. And Avengers Infinity is number 11. They are by... It's $1,340,000,000 is what Black Panther did. Avengers is at $1,291,000,000. So Avengers could, I'm sure it will, beat Black Panther on the worldwide thing, but
no,
Black
domestic,
Panther
it won't.
Domestic,
honestly, I don't think so. Just because of what it means to the African American community.
Well, I mean, Black Panther is in the same movie.
Not the star. Avengers.
You're right. It could be that. But I mean, shit, bro. Number 11? It's away from... It's not even close to the original Avengers.
Well,
which is
it
number
just had its
6.
opening in China. Friday.
When?
Yeah, it didn't open.
Friday?
It just opened in
serious?
China. And it's pulling in $76 million. It pulled in $76 million. Yeah.
When? But it was on Friday.
Yeah, no, it's going.
Also, that should be fine. I mean, the Chinese, they
is
know,
weird.
they know.
Yeah, of course they do.
They know the Avengers. I can't believe number 58 is Suicide Squad. What the fuck? Number 55, Batman versus Superman. Oh my God. What are these movies? What is wrong with America?
Yeah.
People just watch any garbage. You know? Or
You don't know.
I guess if an actor crashes into a tree, that also brings people in to go see the movie.
Box Office Mojo, because Avengers.
Because what?
On Box Office Mojo has already broken Black Panther.
All time.
Yeah.
All time.
Total.
You're in all time, because I'm in all time right now.
I'm on Box Office Mojo. That's
Box Office Mojo is the same website I'm at all time.
The foreign gross is $645 million. Avengers is at $789 million.
Bro, an all time I'm in right here. Domestic gross is all time.
Yeah, they're beating it domestic. They're not beating it worldwide.
Box office, domestic. I'm in Box Office
It says
Mojo.
domestic is $694 million,
here,
and then foreign is $645 million. I'm looking at Black Panther, right? And domestic
$694 million.
and
Yes.
foreign it's $645.
Yes.
No, foreign.
And worldwide, you mean?
Yeah, because
foreign.
that's the reason why I'm saying.
Okay.
Infinity Wars already eclipsed 789 million worldwide.
Okay. So you're reading on foreign though, so it's beating it on foreign,
Right,
but
it
not worldwide.
It'll definitely.
But you're sitting there like I don't know what I'm reading it. You're talking about foreign, and I'm talking about worldwide.
But that's the culmination of both.
What? Well, obviously,
Right,
because I said worldwide. Foreign, of course, I guess people like better, But I mean, people also loved fucking Avatar worldwide.
It was something that was never done. I mean, it wasn't.
Whatever. Let's see how good Let's see how the next six.
It's not going to do it nearly as well.
God, the comments that fucker said about people should just get over this fucking superhero stuff.
Of course.
Well, he's scared, bro. His record's gonna be broken. I'll be like, when? Who will break his record though? For best movie, the only person he first did Titanic, and then he broke his own record with Avatar. So he thinks he's like top shit.
Whatever.
Douche.
He is a douche.
He is a douche. James Cameron is scared.
Well, I mean, what has he done? He hasn't done shit since then.
Exactly. And now that the world's seeing something else, he's talking shit like, just get over it. Superhero movies are okay. Oh, whatever. So,
yeah,
we got news. You want to talk about news? Because, I mean, I'm sure you don't have much time to play.
No, I've been
playing God of War.
I haven't touched God of War. I've been playing other stuff.
I've been playing other stuff too, but I mean, it's games that like. Can you believe I touched Dead Space the other day?
Dude, Dead Space is so good.
I played it on super high settings on my PC.
Did your PC catch
and
on
it looks
fire?
Ridiculous. Wish it.
Because your PC is
why
basic.
No, it's not basic. You're just talking shit. You're basic. That fucking Dead Space is old as fuck too. You could tell how old it is. It didn't age well. No, it hasn't aged well at all. But I mean, I got to look at Dead Space 2 to see what it looks like. As opposed of, I actually played Last of Us 2, and as in Last of Us also, and that's still That's aged pretty well.
Well,
It's still good. It's still beautiful.
well,
With the
that's
super
because
sampling of PlayStation
it
4.
was towards the end of the cycle. That's the only reason why that game was so. It holds up so well. Same thing with Grand Theft Auto 5. Both of those games were at the end of the cycle, so they naturally hold up really well when you port them over to the 4.
What I can tell you for sure is that the game Last of Us is mostly textures, beautiful textures. You could tell that the game was a simple mesh, and then they just did high res textures on it, so it makes it look amazing. As opposed when you see Uncharted, that's more of a mesh game where you could see, the 3D aspects of it. So I mean, and it's the same company.
Well, I
but
mean,
they
that's
did
what
two different things.
Starbreeze was the one that started that, and that was with the Chronicles of Riddick. I remember playing the Chronicles of Riddick for the first time, and I'm like, "What is this wizardry? Like, this shit should not be running." And that was on original Xbox, and my buddy had it, and I came home from the Marine Corps. It was like I came home for Christmas or something, and we rented it, and we were just dumbfounded by how beautiful the game it was, and
yeah, didn't they use the same engine?
I don't
for
know, but I just know
Doom?
that what they did, they showed it. They're like, we just did really simple graphics, but then we masked it, so they would literally have like really shitty polygons, but then they would just slap a nice mask over it, and that was how they were able to.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's probably why I can tell with Last of Us is because the super sampling really puts the detail on, puts like a really thin edge on the actual mesh, the 3D stuff, so you could tell that it's been slapped with a texture over it. But it still looks unbelievable for its age.
Yeah, no, The Last
it
of
looks
Us is
really good.
Oh my god, it's such a great game. Such a great game.
I also play Far Cry, Far Cry 3, and that hasn't aged too bad either. I played a lot of games. It sucks that, I wish God of War had DLC already. I know, but it's going to be an E3. They're going to show it. Because they did it with
That's what I'm expecting
Horizon.
too. I'm expecting something for God of War.
And they're not going to show much. There'll be some simple shit
involving that character. Well, that's what I'm expecting, predicting, and probably a 2020 release date, give or take.
Probably 2020 for a DLC.
It's not
now.
DLC, dude. Read the interview. It's not DLC. He doesn't want to.
If they show something and then it's going to be another game, then they wouldn't show it in this E3.
It's going to be an expansion. It's not DLC. There's a difference between DLC and expansion.
Frank, there's a good chance they already started that expansion. At least one of them.
You're not listening, bro. He doesn't want DLC is like little episodic things. He doesn't want an episode. He wants a fully fleshed out.
And I'm sure he's already been working on it since he finished the game.
I'm guessing it's going to be like StarCraft. Because StarCraft 2 is the actual game, right? It came with 2 expansions, and each expansion added to the original game, but it wasn't DLC. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean. It's just like The Witcher 3. It was an expansion. I know what you're talking about, but I can get The Witcher 3 expansion which added another 20 gigs to the game, which makes it an expansion, not a DLC. The DLC will probably be like a gig or not, but I can guarantee the fucking director has already been working on it because Sony has their finger so far up his ass that I guarantee you that it's not going to be 2020. If anything, it'll be around
No,
December,
you're
like
high.
Horizon. It's gonna be out by the year, guarantee it. I'm willing to fucking bet
I'll bet you a soda.
you a soda that I can. It'll be by December
of this year.
October and December. I say December. You got to keep that fucking game in people's minds.
No.
And that's how they're going to do it. 2020 is going to be too late for an expansion. It's not going to be too late if they throw an expansion already. Like I would say, throw me fucking an expansion in December and then tell me you're going to throw me another expansion in 2020. Then it won't be too bad. But that 2021 better be
that's what it
as
is.
big as the original fucking game.
It's going to be big. It's not going to be. I'm telling you right now, it's 2020. Reason being, if you also look at what Sony has coming within the next 2 years. We have This is no particular. Frank? You have Death Stranding. You still have Spider-Man that's going to come out end of this year. You have Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima. Are those all coming out?
No.
This year?
Only Spider-Man's this year.
Only Spider-Man, right?
Listen. You have Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Last of Us 2, Days Gone. I'm missing one. There's
I already know what you're saying. Yes.
In Sony's repertoire that they for 2019.
Yes,
and
for 2019.
2020. So
exactly, but 2018. What do they have other than Spider-Man?
Metro. We have Metro coming out, dude. Yes, it is.
Metro is not a Sony exclusive.
Detroit Metro is Sony
not
exclusive. It's made by
Detroit Metro, not Metro. Detroit.
Yeah. Okay,
Metro is the one with the Russians.
If you think Sony's letting that one go,
Detroit is not something huge, bro. They're gonna people play that for a month and they won't talk about it again. It's gonna be just like the fucking the one with the horror flick. I say we get Detroit free by 2019.
No,
on PS Plus. Bro, it's not that big. You're making it bigger than it is, and it's not. The demo was okay. It's not like, it's going to be a AAA game.
No.
It's
a very
that's not a AAA game.
Group of people. It's for the. But we like those kind of games. We like The Walking Dead. We like, Wolf Amongst Us, the Batman game, which I still haven't beaten.
Yeah, I understand, but okay, going back to the point is that Sony at the end of the day is like any other video game company. They're gonna want to make some kind of money out of God of War before they hit 2019. I disagree, man.
I think. What are you talking?
They don't have anything towards the end of the year.
I think.
Tell me, what do they have towards the end of the year?
6 exclusives, 6 AAA exclusives in 1 year.
Frank, the only thing they have is Spider-Man. That's it. Everything else is coming out for all systems.
That's normal.
It is normal, but for Sony to make profit on one of their games before the rest of the stuff that comes out, it would be smart to take out God of War. So what did they do with? Okay, you're talking like it's not done before. They did it last year with fucking Horizon. It came out in February, and in December they had a DLC. I don't even think it was December. I think it was around October.
That's a DLC.
So you don't think they're going to do the same thing? They're trying to make profit within the same G.
You're talking about a rushed product. Stop rushing.
Bro, Horizon. The Horizon thing was an expansion. It was a whole area.
Stop rushing products.
Okay, that's what you're saying, but that's what they're going to do. They did it already with one of their IPs. Why wouldn't they do it again? You make it look like Sony is like your friend. Sony's not your friend. Sony's in for the money. They just did it with one game. Why wouldn't they do it with another one?
So, dude, Sony is about making quality product.
It's okay. And they released a quality expansion for Horizon.
That's great. That's wonderful.
It got great reviews.
That expansion got great reviews. You're not going to be able to tell. There's no way you can tell me that in a year's time they can churn out something equivalent.
You really don't know how games are produced, right? It's like saying that they weren't making Infinity Part 2 while they were filming the first one.
No,
you think that they just stopped production when they finished God of War?
Dude, if I want you to stop and think before you even go anywhere, because we're treading down the path of spoiler, but think about what this God of War expansion has to have at minimum. How many boss fights were in this God of War? Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, and
you
we're gonna go into spoiler
because
if you were gonna, well, I know, which just sucks, but whatever gods are left in the Norway ones or whatever the hell, the Scandinavian whatever, they can finish that off in the next expansion. Your theory expansion that we talked about and the spoiler, that I understand coming out in 2020, because that is a whole different land or whatever the hell you're talking about, which I don't want to say. That I understand because he's going to other lands. But to finish what he did not finish in this game,
no, it can't.
It can be done.
No, it can't. You're
by December.
You are literally missing the concept. You don't grasp the
bro. No, there's only two left.
3 left, if not more. If not more. Remember, bro, there are 4 areas that remain locked. There are 4. There are 4
main areas, and they can do
that's
one
not
area
what he wants.
As an expansion.
No,
but it's not what he wants. It's what Sony
wants. If
wants.
that's the case, then we're going to hear somebody get fired. Well, that's my point.
Nobody's going to get fired, bro. He's been working on that shit. You think that they finished that game? He's been working on it since it's done. I can guarantee you he has it done. They're finishing it off, and they'll be done around summer. Ready to go and ready to ship.
I'm going to be really disappointed.
I don't think ship.
I'm going to be really disappointed.
Well, I mean, he's been working on it at the same time as the game, bro.
I don't think it's ready.
You don't think he's been working on that shit?
That's ready. If that's ready by summer, that's going to be a huge disappointment.
No, I say he's going to be done by summer. It's going to come out in December.
You are talking about rushing. You are what's wrong with it.
But it's what they're going to do. No, I don't have any. Don't tell me what's wrong with anything. I have no power over these people. I'm telling you how it works in the industry and how they're going to do it. And they did it last year, and it's not going to stop.
Last year with a
they're
game
do it this year.
Wasn't that wasn't huge. Like, oh my God, this is like when God of War got announced. That was a big deal because it is one of the mainstays of what Sony is. That being said, like Horizon was equivalent to goddamn The Last of Us. Like nobody knew what the hell they were getting until they got it, and then they got it, and they're like, that was amazing, right?
Which is true.
But the way you're talking about right now, did you play Left Behind? The Last of Us DLC?
Yes. I played Left Behind, yes.
How long that fucking took to make? And how quickly?
Okay, let's look at it.
And how little there was in that game? That shit was rushed. That was rushed.
Because That was a DLC.
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
that's
an
my
expansion.
point, dude. You're saying that's the DLC. That's not an expansion. So then oh
and
my
it
god,
didn't take him that long.
It
How
took
long
them
did
a
it take him to
while.
release it after the game?
Here,
How long?
I'll look it up.
It wasn't
And if
more
that
than a
wasn't
year.
More, now stop and think about what you're saying. Stop and think about what you're saying. I'm looking it up right now. The Last of Us. Left Behind.
What was the name of the DLC?
Left
Behind.
The Last of Us was released in June 14th, 2013.
June 13, 2014. And the DLC came out in February 14, 2014. Less than a year.
Was nothing in
Less
it,
than a year, Frank.
You could be.
It was a DLC, and it didn't take them that long because they probably were working it at the same time as the game.
Stop and think about what you're saying. You're not thinking about that. Took less than a year, and you barely got 2 hours out of it. This guy is saying that this will be a fully fledged out thing. It's not going to be something that is rushed.
I guess we'll find out because saying it to get everybody hyped and what Sony's going to tell them to do is two different things.
You're looking at Sony as a company that pushes stuff to force everything. Because if that was the case, you know who you don't hire? You don't hire Hideo Kojima.
Bro, they know not to fuck with Hideo Kojima. That's the thing. But they do force other games fast.
But at the same time, dude,
you're not going to sit there and tell me that they don't do it.
Ass by rushing a fucking game was that goddamn 1886, which was Santa Monica Studios.
1886. I feel like Uncharted 3 was kind of rushed too.
I could say that.
But the company still did it.
How long did it take them to make Uncharted 4 though?
It jumped from one generation to another. It took them a while, yes.
And took a hot minute. No, that took a while.
What do you mean? Yeah, it took a while, Frank, because it jumped from one generation to another one. How long did it take from Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 3?
Uncharted 4 came out May 2016. Uncharted 3 came out November 2011.
That was PlayStation 3.
So you're talking, 5 years? Now, from Uncharted 3 to Uncharted 2, that was 2 years. And then Uncharted...
2 years. See how fast that was?
Uncharted was 2007. Well, no, Uncharted to Uncharted 2 was 2007 to 2009. Yeah, from 1 to 2.
2 years.
Which, that's incredible.
1 to 2. Which is a whole new game. So if you're going to tell me it's a whole new game, then I'll take you to 2020. I will believe it. But people are not going to wait. People will return that fucking game. I'm telling you. People are not. Once you platinum God of War, there's only enough time for somebody to. Not everyone's like you. In fact, you're like in the lower. Not everybody keeps it. Unless people downloaded it. Which if people downloaded it, then they're pretty much stuck with the fucking game. But if somebody physically bought that game, nobody's going to sit on that game for 2 years. No one. They're going to return it to get something else. Especially if Spider-Man is coming out or something else is coming out in 2019. Their hands are going to itch to return that shit to get something else. There's no way that it's going to be an expansion. It'll be a whole new game. No way. So then they're going to go back and have to buy the game again and then have to buy the expansion.
It comes out again to buy an expansion, it'll probably be like $30 or $40. But you'll get the original. But that's nothing. What is that? That's nothing.
$30 and then buy the game again. You're telling me people are going to pay $60 to get the game again plus the expansion?
It'll be like a $40 game.
So the game will be sold by itself, the expansion?
No. Like you'll get the game and then it'll be like a download. It's kind of like when you buy
but you have to pay for the expansion, Frank.
Okay, so I bought Batman, you know, the downloadable game. Where the Telltale game, right? When you buy that, it only gives you episode 1. And then when you put the disc in, it reads the disc and it download and it sets up so that when the other episodes come out, it will download. Does that make sense? So that's what it will do.
Yes. It's not gonna. The expansion is not gonna be free.
When you buy that updated version, because think about it, in 2 years that game's not gonna be worth anything. Do you get do you see where I'm going with this?
Yes, but okay. Even if the game is fucking $20 in 2 years, you got to pay $20 to get the game, and then you have to pay another. And I doubt an expansion as big as you're telling me is only going to be $20. It'll be like $39.99.
It's not going to cost them anything.
Okay.
Right? No,
it'll be $60.
It'll probably just be $40, and you spend it, and it'll be like you get the game for free or some nonsense like that. It'll be something like that.
I doubt that.
I'm not saying that it will be. I'm saying that it would be something like that.
You would have to pay for the game again, and then pay
it would
for the
be
expansion.
like dude.
Absolutely, that's how it always
Final
works.
Fantasy. You bought Final Fantasy for how much? $50? 15.
Which Final Fantasy?
And you got all the DLC and everything for that $50. Okay, so when I bought Final Fantasy retail at $60, I didn't get all that shit.
Yes, Frank, that's what you're talking about is Game of the Year edition or whatever the fuck. But stop for a second. If you had sold your game and tried to buy it when the DLC was coming out, you would have had to pay for the game and the DLC. Yes or no? When you let's assume you turned your game back in, and then you decided, oh God, the new DLC for Final Fantasy 15 is out. When you, how would you play the DLC?
But
you would have had to buy the game all over again,
problem.
right?
That's not a me problem.
Okay, but I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're not going to have the game with the expansion all together. They're not going to have that because it's too early. It's too new to be released.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
As an all together.
If you're going by your model, you're right. If you go by my model, I'm right. Because in 2 years, that game will be worth nothing.
Exactly, but if the expansion is $40, that game is going to be $20 in 2 years, guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean,
it won't be anything lower than $20.
Well, look.
And if the expansion is $40, you pay $60.
Metal Gear Solid 5. What is it? Oh no, that's what.
What is
called.
it? What?
So, here, I mean, this is the perfect example right here. Metal Gear Solid, the definitive edition, right? Because the definitive edition came with Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes was a $30 game. When the definitive edition came out, it came with Metal Gear Solid 5 and Ground Zeroes. And the definitive edition, when it originally launched, was like $40, if that. You can get the definitive edition of Metal Gear Solid for what's looking like $21. No, when it first came out, I don't know how much it was when it first.
See, but your example is not valid because the definitive edition is coming out with Metal Gear Solid 5 when it already came out. So you're talking about Game of the Year edition once again. You're talking about a game that already came out and another game that already came out, and they put them together, and now you have one for $20. I'm talking about an expansion that's purely new for $40 in order to get a brand new game For 20, you have to add it up. It comes up to 60.
Oh.
No way are they giving you
Yeah,
$40
no,
to give you the
that's
game for
why
free.
not? In 2 years.
They're not going to give you the game
In
for
2
free.
years, why not? Because look,
The game is
you're
$20.
not, because
They're
look,
losing $20.
If you're a smart company, which you're taking a game that was originally $60, right? You're taking a game that originally came out $60. It's been 2 years. It's depreciated to $20, right? You're just taking all those original copies that you have of the game that never got sold, and you're reselling them for $40.
So basically, they're spitting in the face of the people who actually kept the game and appreciate. They're not appreciating those people who kept the game. They're giving that game for
Right.
free to other people.
No, you're not losing
They're
money.
losing money.
How-
No way are they? They are losing
No,
money.
they're-
It's at $20.
How is
They're
that
losing
losing
it
money at all?
because
mean
they're
they're
not
not
getting
getting
$20. If the game by itself is 20, and now they're going to give it to you for free because with
If
the
the
expansion,
expansion
it's no
is
longer
running for like 20, except hypothetically speaking, if it's 25, $30, right? So you're selling it for 30, or you can buy this version and get, like, you could, if you already have the game, it's 30, and if you buy this version, it's 40. You're not really losing money on it. You could sit there and fiscally, you can be like, oh, well, we're going to lose X amount of dollars.
So but in that situation, if it's as big as you're saying, it ain't gonna be $30.
We don't know. All of this is speculation. From what I'm saying, though, if you really expect to, this at the end of the day, this is where the difficult part is. How are you, if it is an expansion, right? The most difficult thing is how are you going to get people to come back to it, right? That's the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
If what you're saying, because and trust me, dude, especially like my students and stuff who, don't have a lot of money, once they beat it, absolutely, they're going to sell it and it's going to be gone, poof, gone, goodbye, finito, right? To get that person to come back for a mediocre DLC is asking a lot. Do you see where I'm going with that? So when
Yes.
you're saying that it's going to be out by December of this year, you're talking about a rushed product. And I'll tell you what, the only reason, did you play Horizon's DLC? No.
No, of course not.
Right. And the only
I
reason why you
just
just finished Horizon is because what? It's because I let you borrow it.
Well, because
That's the only reason why you...
yes, because it
Right.
didn't interest me.
That's
I
the
played
only
it. It
reason
didn't
why
interest
you
me.
got to go and do that. So now you have to persuade a whole group of people like that. And if it's... And from... I own the game. I still haven't beaten it yet. That's on my summer to-do list. Horizon is on my summer to-do list, beat game, all that fun stuff. Especially after the back surgery, but that's a whole nother story. The Horizon that didn't move that many units. Does that make sense? You either really got that game or you really didn't. There's not a lot of in between for that, if that makes any sense. And
it makes sense.
So
But
with
it
God
doesn't
of
make.
War, dude, if you fought, like, if it is a DLC or if it is an expansion and that's just mediocre, dude, you to a certain degree have ruined a masterpiece.
I don't think so. I mean, of course, it's not going to be mediocre, but I think that you're not giving enough credit of how many people they can put to make this game. If he has the story and the script already, bro, all they have to do is the fucking graphics and the programming is already there.
But you
just apply
do you
it.
remember those boss fights? Think about
Frank, that's what they would. That doesn't take more than a year, bro. They already have the mesh, like you said. You talked about this with Grand Theft Auto, and so now you're saying
Right.
it doesn't apply for God of War,
Yes.
right? It worked, and so it doesn't work for Grand Theft. It does work for Grand Theft
What are
Auto,
you
but it
talking
doesn't work
about?
for God of War.
Wait. Go ahead.
You said all they have to do is create the whole new land of wherever they're gonna go. Add the characters already in there,
Right.
which are already made. You don't have to do much programming
Well, yes
because
and
it's
no.
already there. Maybe
You
add
have
some new monsters.
That's where the biggest thing about this comes in. You have new monsters. Everything that has to be in there. You have to do a multi. If you want this to be a true sequel and everything, first and foremost, there's gonna have to be some new monsters. You have
But I don't think it's going to be a sequel. You keep saying sequel. It's not a sequel.
You still
It's an
need
expansion.
Everything that I'm saying right here, right now, is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need new monsters. You're gonna have to have the new boss fights. There's gonna have to be new gear. Oh,
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I don't think there's going to be new monsters. They're going to reuse the monsters.
Well, no,
And they're just gonna have
the
new boss.
monsters in and of itself. No, there's got to be new monsters because there's new levels. Each level gave you a new monster.
I don't think they're going to give you new monsters. And each level didn't
Oh
really,
yeah, they reused
a lot
even
of the
still,
monsters.
even in reusing the monsters were different. They were distinctly
Yeah, but I don't think they-
different. Like the seals, the seal
Yes.
monsters.
One was electricity, one was ice,
Right,
one
but
was
they even
whatever poison.
their
or whatever.
animations were even his kills for them were different. I found
Okay.
that incredible. That was one thing that I liked a lot, was that attention to detail. Because I remember when I fought the fairy guys, the guys with the wings, and when you're fighting them,
Yeah.
you kill them in two.
You kill 'em in two
It was either the
forms.
one where he grabs the stick and punches them and throws it at him, or it's he stabs them. Oh
Or he
my God,
stabs
that was-
them over and over. See, yeah, but it was the same two over and over. He killed the ogres all the same way. He
Yeah.
killed the trolls all the same way.
The seals
They
he
didn't change
kills
the
different.
animation for that. He did. He rips the throat off on one of them,
Yeah.
or he just pounces them back and
It
forth,
was
Hulk
like,
style.
go ahead.
Which I understand what you're saying, and I mean, but you're making it look like it's going to take for 2 years, and it's not. It's not going to take 2 years to make an expansion. If the script is done and they've been working, if they got a separate team, let's say the game was almost about to end, and say, okay, you, and you're going to start working now. We're almost done with the game. You are going to start the project on working on the specific backgrounds, levels, design of the game, of the new expansion that's coming out in whatever, 2019, summer 2019. He has those people working on it about 6 months before. 6 months is too much. About 3 months before God of War's release. They're already working on the level design. You don't have to have an animator sit there and animate him fighting because that's already done. So all the animator has to do now for the characters is animate him
Yes and
killing
no,
the new
because once again,
monsters.
we need new. You need
New gear.
Well,
That's where you get the
need
graphic
new
designer
gear,
to
like,
design.
just the weapons. Yeah, new weapons.
Like new weapon?
You got to give
I don't
dude.
think they're gonna add a new weapon.
I do.
I don't think so. I can guarantee you if they're gonna do anything different with the character, this is where I say be careful. I mean, why fix something that's not broken? You add in something else, it could fuck up the game big time, because what they have there right now is perfectly balanced, and you don't have to mess with it.
You're going to need something else. That's what it comes down. But that was the beautiful thing about every God of War. They added in something new each time, and it worked. Like,
it worked because it was a hack and slash.
What do you
This is
mean?
not a hack and slash.
I get what you're saying, but I don't get what you're saying.
It was a hack and slash, and so it worked because all you had to give different weapons to core to make it a little bit more fun.
Right,
Because then it gets boring with the same with the same. But
No,
this is
but
a
it's-
story-based game.
But
You don't have to change
No,
it.
but it did.
You can
Like,
keep the same ones.
It does though, and I think that's an element that needs to be, to a certain degree, addressed.
I don't think so. I think it's fine like it is, and if they mess with that, it could be a problem because they could have added another weapon right there and then too in this one, and they didn't because they did this. God damn it! I can't spoil
don't
this for
spoil
people.
it. But I get what you're saying.
You got the axe, and then you have the other one that you're forced to get, but you were never forced to get anything else. In fact, they went through the whole game without giving you another shield.
But I mean that's where. But I mean,
And
even
that's kind of a
still
spoiler,
from there,
right?
the other concept in that is these are weapons that you use to fight. These aren't weapons that you use to kill a god.
He used the same weapon to kill each god. He didn't use any different in
What do
the
you
original
mean?
God of Wars. You got special weapons, but you only got them after you killed the
needed the Blade
god.
of Olympus to defeat Zeus. No,
But
no.
you didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that was at the
you still
very end,
needed-
though.
No, you had the blade of you had the each one of the games.
Each one had a yes, but it wasn't necessary to kill the gods. You could kill each one of them
Right,
just with
but
the blades of chaos.
That's not okay. So, I mean, think of.
In other words, what I'm trying to say is
here, but look,
the original God of War without the other.
Spoil it, remember, there was a concept in the only way that you could kill the boss in this God of War. There was that slight twist. You don't think that slight twist will happen again, and he'll need something different? That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm coming in
so.
with it, and. Well,
That's
but, I mean,
what you
and
want,
then
but I don't think they're gonna do that.
if you're like me, and if you're like you, I'm guessing as well, you already maxed out all your gear. You're gonna tell me you can sit around and play a game?
We're talking about weapons or gear because gear they can just
but I'm
do
talking
more.
like
It doesn't really change.
your magic and everything. You're gonna tell me that you're okay.
Yeah, you can add more combos and
But
stuff to the weapons.
It's still like that's, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do some stuff to make sure that
to keep the people interested. I think you're wrong. In this type of God of War, the story is more important than the weapons. Absolutely, it's the number one thing. The reason this game did well. It's because it had a way better story than the original.
I'm not going to disagree with you that the story
had.
wasn't great, but at the same time, you need that element of progression. It is vital. That we are far past the days of, the old side scroller where you kind of don't upgrade any of your gear or weapons. Do you know what I mean? Like that's a concept that we thrive for in almost all video games. I don't think just gear is good enough. I do think those elements are important. I do feel that those elements.
If that was true, they would have added way more than just two weapons. But that's my point.
Like the two weapons, like that worked for this one. If you're telling me that from the beginning you have everything that you already have and that's it, like that's not going to cut it. What I loved about God of War 1 to God of War 2 to God of War 3, the gear that he acquired in the other ones carried over and they still gave that little bit extra.
All right. I'm going to be honest with you without giving spoils, but this game could have been done without the last ones. Now, they added them because it's part of the story, but the game could have progressed from the beginning to the very end with just that axe. like I said, this is part of the
But
story,
no,
so
but
that's why they had to
even,
change it
even
because
still, he
had to get a different.
because you still
Where he was
right,
going,
and
his axe didn't work.
But I mean, it didn't have to.
And but I mean, these weapons are more like a yin yang situation. That's why they were
Right, but even
perfectly
still,
balanced.
I'm telling you, man.
Man, we've been talking for 50 minutes of God of War. Oh my God. I cannot believe we did this again. Yeah, but we didn't even talk about news or anything. We got 10 minutes.
Remember, one of the concepts here is that we always run out of space to upload shit onto the internet. So, I mean, we can make this episode a little bit longer. It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal for the next
episode. We missed an episode. Oh, that shit
doesn't carry over a month. No. What is this, Sprint?
I don't know. We'll go deeper into it, I guess. This is the non-spoiler cast for God of War.
Anyway, that's it for the show, guys. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for following us. But if you are going to follow us at Twitter at Evil Metal Gamers Podcast.
I think isn't it just Evil Metal Gamers, or is there a podcast?
No. It's at Evil Metal Gamers. We're in Discord. We're in Evil Metal Gamers Game of the Year, according to Frank.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, that's enough. And we're in Facebook. Follow us there. Also, if you please go ahead and give us a like or give us a rating or a comment. It helps us out on the podcast. Thank you so much, guys. Take care.
Love, peace, and happiness.